Okay, so a couple things real quick. I'm going to do this video in better quality because I've realized my close-up shots aren't working very well whenever I go do video editing, and so doing it in better quality. Also, I'm going to do this in bits and pieces as I have time because the higher quality is going to take forever for my slow internet to work. What I'm going to show you guys right now is my breakthrough on the MT3s, MT3, the T3, and the T3S, which is also going to directly translate to the Kanger Protanks. Okay, this is a verified fix, and I'm very excited to bring this information to everybody. Okay, so the inherent bottom coil problem is now solved, and I'm going to eventually show you guys how to fix this yourself, but right now I'm going to prove to you that this problem is solved. Right here in this tip, you're going to see some condensation from vaping. Okay, this is all normal, so I might get a little bit of leakage, but here's where the proof in the pudding comes. Okay, I'm going to turn this puppy over, and most generally beforehand, before this fixed, I would get 5 or 6 good, strong, large drops of e-liquid out onto the rag. It would pretty much put a nice big puddle down there. So here's where my proof of the pudding comes. No more flooding, no more leaking, perfect, nice, intense, thick draws of vapor. Okay, this is what you're going to be able to expect. So please tell the thumbs down troll to go home, okay, for one. For two, if you really want to learn how to do this and fix these things up, then stay tuned and watch the videos, okay? And this is all for you guys. I've already done this. I've done this with the MT3, and I've done it with the T3S, okay? And I've used both of them for about a week's time now, and I love them both, and I am here to say that I have fixed these issues, okay? So you're going to want to do this. Okay, first off, I'm going to recommend that you toss the MT3s in the trash and you go with the T3Ss only. And the reason that is because there is no reaching down in here, trying to pull that little pin out, and also trying to fish it back in there. Okay, trying to put that rubber grommet in there. With the T3S, it actually comes apart at the top. And eventually I will get to that and show you guys that as well. Okay, so here it is. I'm undoing the cap. I've got it upside down on a paper towel. Okay. My battery connector never even gets wet when I use this. And I'm refilling it. I'm not actually refilling it. I'm just putting some juice in there. But this is a time lapse to show you that there is no puddle of juice coming out of the drip tip anymore. Okay. Now, here is the paper towel. As you can see, there is not any liquid on that paper towel or toilet paper. Okay? Please don't touch that. Okay, so there it is. I put some liquid in there. I just showed you guys that this does not leak anymore. And it will not leak anymore. Okay? So now you see that that's done. So now what I'm going to do, since I only put a little bit of liquid in there, I'm going to go ahead and take it back apart. Not too much worry about it dripping out. Let me just grab this to prop it on. Okay. And let me show you this guy. This is the T3S. Have threading up in there. So, no, like I said, no more fumbling trying to reach way up in there and get at your grommet and your positive pin. Okay, so that is wonderful. So now, let me give you some vapor pouring. And I'll show you how these things have been performing. So here's a T3S. It's, way I've got it, it's a nano coil. It's 1.4 ohms of resistance. Now you might be asking, why would I be at 1.4 ohms of resistance, and I'm going to show you why here in a second. But here is some of that vape porn I was talking about. Okay, there's that. And this is why I did it low ohms. There's actually two reasons why I did it low ohms. For one, I wanted to use a thicker wire, so I went with AWG30, so it's more reliable. And for two, I wanted it to be a thinner coil, okay? And here is what the coil actually looks like. Okay, so as you can see, or hopefully you can see, that is a really thin coil. It's not spread out real long, okay? And the reason why that's good is because that's less ways for you to get shorts when you put it in the head of the T3S, because it is a small head in there and you don't want any of the wires to touch the sides. You basically want them to go diagonal into the grommets. That way they're not touching any walls, they're not touching the upper side if they're just too close. Because these things do move around with heat, you know. After a while they'll move a little bit. More options. Options are always good, right? Here is the MT3 that I did it on. It is possible to do this with an MT3, but it is a big pain in the ass. But for proof that it is possible, here it is. So there you go.